Alright, so welcome to part 8 of this Albon career mode. We are so close to catching Leclerc after that dismal race in Spain. That was round 5, but if you haven't seen the other rounds at the end, or at the start, why not? I'll put a playlist in, and then if you haven't seen the last race, which was Canada, go back and watch that one, because you might be new and you don't know what's going on. So we're going to start with round 8, France.
Welcome to qualifying for this weekend's French Grand Prix. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green, and the fight for pole position gets underway. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now and it never gets any easier.
Alright, France, bit of a boring track with the sea of tarmac that's around here, but who knows how today will go. Check on the mediums. Alright, let's see how we do. Car just kind of went under me there. Did not like the exit of that turn. Across the line. I think that was P4. Alright. Not bad, considering this is not a Red Bull track.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Bottas and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. Alright,
so P4, not bad. Considering we were on the mediums, not the fastest tire, and it's not a Red Bull specific track, I say that's pretty good, you know? So let's go into the race now. Should be interesting. I'm not looking forward to this at all.
It's that time once again, the final moment before lights out and the charge down to turn one. Who will come out on top at Paul Ricard today? We'll find out soon as the French Grand Prix gets underway. The circuit Paul Ricard then, a 3.6 mile track, 25 miles east of Marseille. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, with the main overtaking chance expected going into turn 8. Top speeds today should be around 205 miles per hour. I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the races. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way you approach those roles?
Interesting question, Crofty. They're two very different mindsets. I mean, when I tested for BAR, we had full in-season testing where, per driver, you'd cover up to 15,000 kilometers per season. And in that role, it was more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as you could, so that that data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When you're lining up on the grid for a race, however, your frame of mind's all about what you can get out of the situation on that day, and the car's the tool to help you achieve what you want. You still want to focus on setup, of course, but it's more about the here and now, getting yourself as far up the field as possible, and less about development work for the future.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Albon, Max Verstappen and Vettel, Perez, Hülkenberg, Gasly and Roman Grosjean, Kvyat, Norris, Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz, Stroll, Magnussen, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kimi Raikkonen. Russell and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Alright, so in order to be ahead of in order to lead the championship, we need to finish ahead of Leclerc, because he has been P1 for the championship. And also, if you're wondering why I let Anthony Davidson and David Crofty, or just Crofty, as the F1 community call him, run along, it's just because for people who don't know the sport, they don't know the track, they don't know like the technical side of Formula 1, I want them to know that so they can be more involved into the career mode and just know what's going on, because it's kinda F1's kinda heavy in that direction, you know. And the reason why I let the grid lineup run along is so that people who want to watch it in real life can know the drivers, or most of them, if you know how F1 is for Midori drivers. They can know most of the drivers, and then if we have a season this year, or next season when we have a season for once, due to the current situations, then they could root for somebody. So that's why I let those two things do their thing. So 13 laps of this boring track, but let's hope that the F1 game makes it a bit more exciting than the 2019 real life France Grand Prix. So here we go. So 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. Great start by Leclerc there though. He's gonna get a jump on Hamilton here. As great start by Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel. As I'm gonna, oh, no. Too a bit focused on what was going on with Leclerc and Hamilton, and just ran into the back of Bottas. And now here we go, redoing turn 1 here, and Leclerc really trying to get that jump on Hamilton. I'm gonna try to get the jump on Bottas, and maybe Bottas can get the jump on Leclerc here. as we run down into the next section of turns here. I'm going to try to stay close to Bottas and maybe not touch him. That's even possible. Gonna put it up in the rich mix. Try to catch Bottas, maybe make sure he doesn't get away. But Vettel is really on the back of me here. He's gonna touch my gearbox in a second as we go into the slow down bit of long straight. Bottas did not get a good exit there. And now we can maybe start working on Bottas here into the slower corners towards the end of the lap here. As Leclerc tries to go for Hamilton there. He tried it. And just didn't see a way around. But he did try it. Vettel is all on the back of me here, as Bottas is all on the back of Leclerc. So we get to the end of lap 1. I have no DRS, so I'm just gonna lose a bit of time here on the straight until we cross the start-finish straight here. So at the end of lap 1, it's Hamilton, Leclerc, Bottas, myself, and then Vettel, the top 5. Whoa! What was that rear end snap? That was a long rear end snap. Bottas all over Leclerc now. That Monegasque is not going to lose that Finland boy anytime soon. As we are all over the gap with our rear. Now here goes Vettel for trying to go for a pass. I'm going to try to squeeze him here. Ooh, okay. I'm going to get him on the braking though. It's alright. Those front 3 are just quick. All we could hope for is that Leclerc and Bottas slow each other down so much that we start reeling them in again. That's what we gotta hope for, really. Otherwise, it's not going to go well. Fastest lap of the race.
Now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Fastest lap of the race goes to Charles Leclerc for right now. That 1 point for fastest lap if you're in the top 10. And that would be really useful for us. So hopefully when we go on to the faster soft tire, we could try to get into that. Right now it's about reeling in these front 3. And we get DRS here so we get to open that rear wing there. Ooh, and they're getting dicey up there. Oh, Leclerc goes into the lead of the race. So the 2 Mercedes are side by side. Going into here, what's gonna happen here? Man, they could wreck like Hamilton and Rosberg 2016. If you haven't seen that, go watch that, because that was interesting. Now go Leclerc, Bottas, Hamilton, myself, and Vettel as your top 3, and alright, fair enough. I was going a bit too quick. Right here, that'll be good. Ay. The curbing here are dangerous. I did not like this curving at this track at all. But caught up to the back of Hamilton.
Leclerc has the lead.
Come on. Buffeting.
Gap to teammate behind is 3.4 seconds.
Buffeting. If we were close enough, we could have done a lunge on the inside of turn 1, but that's not going to happen. Maybe I could try a lunge here, because I'm pretty close. Alright, risk it. No. But we're still with them. Alright, what is this malarkey? Is my front wing just made out of styrofoam? Let's hope that's the last time I have to use that rewind. Still better than neutral rewind. Anyways, oh come on, the toe. The toe. The toe left Hamilton. Oh no. No. Hello. Hello, Vettel.
Leclerc's moved into first place.
I guess let's just have the lead there for like a half a second. That's why we said that, but we move. Vettel's trying to look down the inside, not gonna give him that. Oh no! I've done a Sebastian Vettel. I can't believe it.
Careful. Remember, you are teammates.
I cannot believe it. I've just done a Sebastian Vettel. Oh no.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Okay, gap ahead is 5.5 seconds.
I can't not believe that.
Confirmed.
Oh no. I just got too much of the curbing and just went around basically. This is not what you want to do. If only I could put on some Eurobeat, but you get copyrighted straight away, and I'm not about that. I just gotta hope for the best really now. That just sucks though, because I was having a good race.
Max is in the pits. Max in the pits.
Alright, so we're in P3 bus because everyone's in the pits, so when we cycle around I have no idea what position we'll be in basically. I didn't think I'd spin though, but there you go. And you're probably like, why didn't you use a rewind for that? Because that's the kind of drama I like.
Gap to car in front is 6.0 seconds.
See, if I get front wing damage for something that I do, like when it's not in a braking zone and the AI brakes too early, that's when I'll rewind. But if it's something like that, or I stupidly do like a dive bomb, then I won't use it. So if I spin or do a stupid dive bomb or anything like that, I won't use the rewind. But as for something that the game does stupidly, like AI brake late, or I get hit from behind and the car just gets taken out like that, then
Box, we're coming in this lap.
I'll use a rewind, because it's just something the game did stupidly. Basically, if the game does something stupid,
We're leading our
then
teammate
I'll
by
rewind.
31.7
But
seconds.
if it's something that I do stupidly, I won't. That's basically how it's gonna go. We're in the lead. Probably not gonna last. I'm saving my fuel. We'll be the faster car though, so we could gain the positions back. As long as we're smart about it.
Pit now. Pit now.
So coming to the pits. Hope that the team is pretty quick in the pits. Red Bull are notoriously known for going quick in the pits. So that'll be good. Here we go. Into the pits we must go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. I like this pit.
Exit now.
That's the game making that noise, but that was pretty cool. Alright, now you'll see why I like this pit. Because the pit exit, you get to go right about here.
Up to speed now. Let's get
You don't
some
get to
heat
do
into
that on
those
most
tires.
tracks. You don't get to speed like that in any other pit in the game. Because the pit exit looks like it should be a bit further, but it's not. Ooh, come on. Kubica! Let me through! Oh, around the outside of the Williams. If it wasn't the slowest car in the game, I'd call that a good move, but... I mean, kind of regardless it was a good move, but... Whatever, let's go chase him. Let's go catch some Formula cars. You know what? He didn't come off too badly from that spin, you know? Still gonna be in P4. There we go, lads, P4. All the pit stops have been done. We have jumped Vettel in the pit stop stages, and now we're battling to get third place. Alright then, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you want.
Leclerc's in first place.
Hamilton has no DRS. You broke. Why would you break there, mate? That was like one of the stupidest places to break, too.
Okay, the gap behind is 5.0 seconds.
Yeah. The bump and run. No. Oh, Hamilton! Okay, that was just nasty by Hamilton. Are you serious? Down the inside for the win. Oh, are you kidding me?
Okay, you need to give that position back. That was an illegal overtake.
Oh, come on. Speed. Come on, Honda engine for the win. Honda versus Mercedes engine and Honda wins. Get sniped, Hamilton. Alright. 4 laps to go. Bottas and Leclerc are fighting like crazy. If Hamilton doesn't give me trouble, we can catch up. But we also got to worry about fuel, so who knows how this is gonna go.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Come on. Oh, they're side by side. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Because then nobody's benefiting from the slipstream. Oh, we're catching. Leclerc's and ours are going to be open, but Bottas's isn't. I set the fastest lap. 3 wide going into turn 1. We all bump. And I come out victorious. Now I can start saving fuel, because they're probably going to come back at me. We're in the lead. Championship standings.
As things stand, we'll be leading the championship.
And there it is. The words we want to hear. Come on. I thought I saw Bottas just go way wide off the track, but no, he's good. Come on. They are fighting hard back there. That's good. That's what we want. It's all about just getting the most out of the car now. Come on.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, we can do this. Got 2 laps. That's all we need. We are pulling away, and that is good news. 4.1 seconds. Come on, we can win this. As long as we don't spin again, we'll win. Alright, we're just gonna open the taps and see what lap we can get.
This is your final lap of the race.
I want to see if I can get a fastest lap on the final lap. Probably not, but we'll see what we get. Oh, yellow flags. It's McLaren. McLaren with the problem. And that is called a Sainz out of this Grand Prix on the final lap. That has to hurt. Going out in a Grand Prix sucks, but going out on the final lap, it's just a whole nother pain. It's just a whole nother pain that no driver should have to suffer with. It's been done a plethora of times. But as we come to the final two corners here at France, from spin to win, Alex Albon's going to cross the line to win the French Grand Prix.
Great drive. We did it. Good job.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Lance Stroll certainly put in an impressive performance today. No doubt his team and fans are extremely proud.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Alright, so that's been France. That was more interesting than the real life one, but as we look here on the standings, we are top by a mere 13 points. So we'll have to keep going with that. Constructors, which is both cars' points put together, we are 17 points from the top spot, which are Mercedes. So if Max Verstappen can keep working on his points, we could probably beat them. But looking at the results, we finished first with 26 points because of that fastest lap, and we were in the top 10, so we get that extra point. And looking down the rest of the order, Charles Leclerc finishes in 5th place. So looks like he must have some damage when I did that three wide move into that first turn. That just made him lose some front wing. So your top 10 for this race: us in first, Lewis Hamilton second, Sebastian Vettel third, Valtteri Bottas fourth, Charles Leclerc fifth, Nico Hülkenberg sixth, Lando Norris, the meme lord, in seventh, Romain Grosjean in eighth, Lance Stroll in ninth, and Sergio Perez in 10th. honorable mentions for that, for almost going into the top 10, is Daniel Kvyat and Max Verstappen. Some good moves. Who moved up like the most? I would say Lando Norris. Lando Norris gets driver of the day for me, since he moved up some pretty good places. But yeah, guys, that has been round 8, the French Grand Prix. Round 9, whenever it decides to come out, because I'm spotty with uploads, will be Austria, the least amount of turns on the F1 calendar. So that should be a fun one. But yeah, if you don't subscribe. It will be on the bottom right. The playlist, so if you want to go watch the races during these crazy times in quarantine, will be in the bottom middle of the screen. And then last race, if you watch all of them and haven't watched last race, will be in the bottom left. So guys, that has been France. Next race Austria, as I've already said. But until then, whenever I decide to upload it, so it's about Haas Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.